What is going on YouTube? It's your boy NevinTheBarber, and in today's YouTube tutorial we're going to be going over a high drop fade. So to get right into today's barber tutorial, I'm going to be using the number 3 guard on my clippers to knock off my client's hair down to a 3 all around, and then we're going to carve in our first bald line using our new Instinct trimmer by Gamma. And I must say, these new trimmers right here are definitely hitters. These are the most recent drop from Gamma. So if you guys want to save yourself some money on them, feel free to use my code NEVIN10 at checkout whenever you guys are purchasing these. But as you guys can see, I went ahead and did place this first guideline right at the top of my point of reference on the side of my client's head, just because we are going to be fading out the hooks. And I did bring the guideline beneath the occipital bone on the back of my client's head, just because this is going to be a drop fade in the back. So now that we have that first foundation line set, we can go ahead and create our next guideline with no guard, lever all the way open. And this is cutting the hair down to a 0.5 length, right above our previous section that we just cut down to the skin. So right above this guideline, we're going to create another section using our 1.5 guard all the way closed. So we're now cutting the hair at a short number 1.5 length. And I'm going to follow this guideline, blending into the bulk, doing some clipper over comb, keeping that same guard on that we just used. Now I'm going to use my half guard all the way open to blend out that middle guideline, which is basically going to blend the 0.5 into the 1.5. And in my fading system, I only use the 1.5 guard and the half guard, just because the fade does take place from the 0 to the 1.5. So those are the only 2 guards that I use in my fading system. That's just personally what works best for me. And now I'm going to go ahead and do some more clipper over comb right into that parietal ridge area, ensuring that we blend the hair from the fade into the bulk nice and even. And whenever you guys do this, you do want to be sure to roll that comb off of the scalp, that way you don't create a gash into the parietal ridge. And one more time, going back to my 1.5 guard all the way open, just flicking out any last dark areas that I see on the top of my fade. And before I erase my last guideline, I'm going to punch in my client's lineup, again using my Gamma Instinct trimmer. And these are hitters right out the box. I did not yet zero gap these trimmers, and you guys can see that they were able to effortlessly put in a nice crispy line for me. And now, just to complete the fade, we're going to come back and erase our final guideline with no guard, lever all the way closed. So this is basically erasing that last guideline, blending the trimmer line into the start of our fade. And we're just going to gradually start opening our lever, flicking out any last dark hairs that we see at the bottom of that fade. So with this fading system that I did, we basically blended up into the fade and came down and erased our guidelines. And you guys can see we were able to achieve a nice clean blurry blend with those few simple steps. You guys don't have to make the fade harder than what it is. So again, this is just what works best for me. There's tons of different ways that you guys can execute a fade, but I just try to break it down the easiest way that I can for you guys to get a nice clean blurry transition. I'm going to repeat the same exact steps on the other side of my client's head. First, using the Instinct trimmer to carve in our first bald line. And you guys can see we did start it right at that point of reference above our C cups. And we are going to drop it once we start heading towards that occipital bone in the back. Now that we have our trimmer line set, we're going to carve in our next guideline with no guard, lever open, going up about 1 inch. You guys do want to make sure you give yourself enough space to blend out each guideline. And we're going to follow that previous section with the 1.5 guard all the way closed. Again, going up another 1 inch. And now we're just going to blend into the bulk and the crown of my client's head, just doing some clipper over comb, again while leaving that 1.5 guard on. And I like to leave the guard on whenever I do this, just to be safe. Like I said, if you guys aren't rolling that comb off of the scalp, it's very easy to patch your client in that parietal ridge area. So I do like to keep the guard on just to be safe. And now that we have that done, we're going to erase our middle section with the half guard all the way open. And again, this is basically just blending the 0.5 into the 1.5, ensuring that we get a nice clean blurry transition. That way we just have to come back and erase our initial guideline that we created with the trimmers. And I'm just closing the lever 1 notch at a time, and I'm shortening my cutting stroke as I do this. And little by little, you guys will start to see your guidelines disperse and fade away. Just be patient with it and be sure to pay attention to the growth pattern of your client's hair, just because some clients may have hair growing in different directions. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my client's edge up. I always like to clean up the box first before I line up the front. That way I just have to come back and get a nice crispy straight line. And now that we have the edge up complete, I'm going to go ahead and erase that last final guideline. So to do this, we're using no guards, lever all the way closed. And I do have these clippers right here zero gapped, so you guys can see I was able to effortlessly knock out that line. And we're just going to be gradually opening that lever, attacking any last dark hairs that we see at the start of the fade. And just be patient with it. Some hair texture may take a little bit longer to fade out than others, but as long as you guys are doing these steps correctly, you should be able to get a nice clean blurry fade. And now going back to my instinct trimmer, ensuring that we flick all of that stubble into the fade, ensuring that the skin is blended all the way into the fade with no lines. And I went back to my half guard just to clean up a few last dark areas that I saw. And it's very important that you guys always go back and double check your work, just ensuring that you can give your client the cleanest haircut possible. So now that our fade is complete, we just have to come back and take off the bulk. And again, these are the Gamma Instinct trimmers right here. You guys can see that they're hitters right out the box. I was able to knock off this bulk effortlessly without causing no irritation or bumps to the skin. And this just makes it a lot easier to follow it up with your skin shaver. This skin shaver right here is called the Bronze Series 9. I would personally recommend this shaver to any barber as well. It's very powerful and it can cut through some pretty long bulky hair. So it is stronger than the average dual foil shaver. And you guys can see that with those few simple steps, I was able to achieve a nice clean blend. And if you guys have learned anything in this barber tutorial so far, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do appreciate each and every single one of my subscribers. So thank you for any of you guys who have made it through this far in the video. And one last thing I like to do whenever I cut hair is I like to finish my blends doing some shear over comb, just so I could give that nice soft finish at the top of my blend into the bulk of the hair. But that is about it for today's barber tutorial. Again, if you guys learned anything in this video, please be sure to smash that like button. Please drop a comment letting me know what you guys want to see next, and hit that subscribe button if you guys aren't subscribed already. But it's been your boy Nevin the Barber. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one.